Welcome to my presentation. I'll be presenting my paper, Football Smart Coach, Analyzing Corner Kicks Using Computer Vision. And I did this research project along with Dr. Marwa Mahmood through the Cambridge Center for International Research, and my name is Arth Bohra. So I want to get started by talking a little bit about the inspiration behind this research. So growing up and playing soccer for about 11 years now, I went to hundreds of trainings and hundreds of matches. And through these practices and matches, something very common that coaches did was they brought out a whiteboard and they showed us with magnets representing players, they showed us various strategies and formations that we could use to score on certain set pieces, like corner kicks, for example. And they would drag around the magnets and they would drag the ball around in different ways and show us, here are some possible ways that you can score. However, I noticed that when it came to the game, the success of these corner kicks was less than 10%, less than 7 or 8% even. And I noticed this at the professional scene as well. Success on corner kicks was extremely limited. I think if a team executed well, they would maybe get a shot on target, but a goal, as I said before, was extremely rare. So I thought to myself, what if we analyzed a bunch of professional soccer matches and some would be goals, very rarely there would be goals, and some would be unsuccessful. But by analyzing those formations of players, what if we could determine what formations in soccer, especially on corner kicks, lead to optimal outcomes? And that was the inspiration behind my research. And just to give a little bit more background and information about corner kicks, according to the Stack Exchange between 2011 and 2013, the chances that a corner kick results in a goal was only 3%, and the likelihood of a shot being created was only 17%. Now, another thing to note about this statistic is that despite the chances of a shot being created being only 17%, that actually doesn't mean that a good shot was created. Oftentimes, it would be a weak shot or a shot out of bounds. Another thing is, in 2014, a corner kick actually decided the UEFA Champions League final, which shows how important corner kicks are not only to the outcome of single matches, but entire tournaments as well. And as I said before, teams both professional and amateur spend dozens of hours drawing up plays for corner kicks, yet most of them remain largely unsuccessful. Now let's get into a bit more about the materials and the methods I used in this research. So the data that we used was from SoccerNet, and it contained over 3,000 corner kicks and and we labeled the pass trajectories of each corner kicks manually. So as it shows in the diagram, we separated the field into regions 1, 2, 3, and 4, and based on where the ball went on each corner kick, we labeled each corner kicks as such. The next thing we needed to do was actually label the success of each corner kick. So before we did it our own way, we labeled the corner kicks manually, but we realized that this wasn't objective enough. So we decided to use event data to label our corner kicks, and this would be done automatically. So if the ball results in a turnover or a counterattack, we would label the corner kick as a 1. If the corner kick resulted in, let's say, I believe it was the ball going out of bounds or winning the ball back, the corner kick was resulting in a 2. Of the cameras throughout the matches. So using these homography matrices, we computed 2D feature representations of players during each corner kick. And this allowed us to construct a visualization of a formation. And as you can see in this poster, we have that on the bottom, we have that visualization of a corner kick formation. As you can see, the players are all on the right side of the field where the box is, and they're getting ready to score on the corner kick. So with these 3 steps complete, our data set was complete with the formations of players as a feature vector, the labeling of the ball trajectories, and then the output, which was the final rating of the corner kick. Now, it was time to actually draw up a convolutional neural network to analyze these corner kicks. So we use 80% of our corner kicks for testing, and we use 20% of our corner kicks for visualization, for validation. So the whole idea behind using a neural network was that if we input the formations of the players as our inputs, and our outputs represent the eventual success of the corner kick, eventually, if a new formation is plugged into our neural network can predict how successful the corner kick will be. So even within this approach, we decided to separate it in two ways. One, we wanted to separate class 1 and class 2, just class 1 and class 4, sorry. So class 1 represents the extremely unsuccessful corner kicks, and class 4 represents the extremely successful corner kicks. By doing this, we felt that we could maybe get increased accuracy, because we would reduce the class 2 and 3, which could often be a little fuzzy. The differences between those could be a little fuzzy, so we wanted to remove that. And we found that we could predict, as this table shows, we could predict the success of a corner kick with 70% accuracy amongst our training and over 61% with our validation. And then with 4 classes, with class 1, 2, 3, and 4, we were able to predict how the formations affect the success of a corner kick with 42% accuracy, and amongst the validation data set with 35% accuracy. So let's discuss these results a little bit. So in predicting between a very unsuccessful corner kick or a very successful corner kick, our model had a maximum training accuracy of 78.43% and a maximum validation accuracy of 61.03%. With our 4 classes that we defined earlier, we had a training accuracy of 42.21% and a validation accuracy of 35.26%, which is 10.26% above chance. And the whole idea behind this was this demonstrate that there is a correlation between formation and success of a corner kick, proving our initial hypothesis. Now, what to do with this information in the future? We've proved this with this research project. This just shows that, we can put this research in the hands of youth and amateur coaches who do not have that much technology and resources provided to them already, and we could use it to help them design plays and formations. And you might be asking, how so? Let's say a coach has a set of formations that he wants to try out in the upcoming game. He could plug those formations into our neural network, and our neural network, with reasonable accuracy, will respond to him or her and say that, hey, there's a 70% chance that this corner kick formation will result in ultimate failure, a 10% chance, it results in, let's say, a normal shot, and a 20% chance that it results in a goal. So this can really help youth coaches and even professional coaches draw up plays for their corner kicks. And looking forward to the future, how do we plan on improving our research? We plan on analyzing even more corner kicks across even more games to determine even more formations that work. We also like to expand to new match moments like counterattacks, penalties, and free kicks. So that's something we would like to do in the future. So I'm really happy to basically present this work. I feel playing soccer for 11 years, this was a really cool project to do. And I'd like to give some acknowledgements to the SoccerNet community for guiding me through the data set and helping me learn how to use the toolkit. And I really appreciate that. And the references that they provided me on how computer vision can be applied to soccer. So yeah, there's my research. Football smart coach analyzing corner kicks using computer vision. And thank you so much for the opportunity to present.